TikTok is full of people talking about lucky girl syndrome, and if you haven't heard about this, it's essentially the concept that you are going around saying, I am so lucky, great things are constantly happening to me and for me, and people are noticing that they're actually becoming more lucky. When you start to believe that you're lucky, you start to see all of the luck that's around you that you might not have otherwise noticed. So I wanted to dive way deeper into this concept in this video and talk about this victim mindset that has plagued humanity since the beginning of time that has ultimately kept us back from manifesting the lives that we want. And how we can go from this victim mindset into a mindset of freedom and becoming this conscious creator of our own life, both on a personal level and on a collective level. So essentially lucky girl syndrome, but at a much higher level. And if you're new, welcome to the Aurora Codes, where I help you discover your magic, reclaim your power, and live your higher purpose. So if that's something you're looking for, definitely subscribe and share my channel with those who you think would benefit from it and join this incredibly beautiful community. So if you want to become a lucky girl, or at least become the conscious creator of your own life and step out of this victim mindset, there are 4 different things that we need to understand or do. The first thing we need to do is shift from judgment to a sense of understanding. So we can easily see this horrible divisiveness happening in our current culture. And of course, it doesn't seem to be getting any better. It just seems to be getting worse and worse. And I personally don't think people want to live in this kind of culture or want to experience this kind of harsh divisiveness, this tenseness between people. Yet the majority of people aren't willing to change the way they think and act, and therefore things are just getting worse and worse. The ultimate message that people who are awakened or are on a spiritual journey of some sort and are trying to share a message with the world is something along the lines of unity. And some people might be like, oh, that's so cheesy, world peace, blah, blah, blah. But this sense of unity is never going to happen if we continue to be so divided and offended over small scale things and large scale things. If you're looking on social media at all, like if you're on your phone right now and you're on TikTok, look at the comments of some of these videos. People will find anything to tear the creator apart. They will find any reason to be offended. They will find any reason to start some sort of drama, to start some sort of heated conversation. People will tear each other down over the dumbest things. Now, when it comes to things like politics and religion and just different beliefs in general, the ultimate form of freedom is knowing that people are always going to have different opinions than you. I always like to think of how wild and diverse our world is when it comes to different ideas and beliefs. And even if you can't even comprehend why people say or act in the way that they do, we have to center ourselves in our hearts and be willing to see the bigger picture. Be willing to see the higher perspective. Be willing to see the circumstances in which they may have developed that belief. Think about it this way. If we all had the same beliefs, if we all had the same perspective on life, if we all had the same religious beliefs, if we all had the same political beliefs, if we all had the same beliefs about everything, how boring would this world be? It would be so boring, so mundane. Nobody would be different. There would be no sense of excitement or no sense of wonder. We would all be just these gray blobs with nothing exciting to give, no exciting ideas or no innovations to give to this world. Your life is about your life, nobody else's. Do what makes you feel good and don't expect other people to follow along with what you're doing. Because just as you want to do what makes you feel good and what makes you feel like you're living your life in alignment with your higher self, they also want to have the freedom to do that same thing. So I don't think my audience are the people doing this, but if by chance you are watching this video and you are somebody who picks fights with people over politics or their beliefs or right versus wrong in person or online, your frequency plummets during that exchange and it doesn't get anyone anywhere. Our world can't manifest what we want it to be like if everybody is so divided. Think about it as if it's personal manifestation. When you are trying to manifest something, you know you have to be in alignment with what it is that you want. We have to raise our frequency. We have to hold the vision of that frequency. We have to have clarity and we have to take action. So if everybody in the world wants better, which is what I truly believe everybody does, but the only way that they're taking action towards this better world is by fighting or being angry at your family or the government or your coworkers or your friends. Why would we ever be able to manifest this new world that we want when our actions are so not in alignment with that? I can envision people saying, oh, that's ignorant, or that's easy for you to say, that's privileged, or that's just ignoring the problem. And that is that victim mentality. Of course people have to be activists in this world, but you can do that in a heart-centered way. We are coming at this in a much higher perspective because in order to be able to get out of this collective and personal victim mentality. We need to rise together, though different, and still learn to love each other, because that's the beauty of being human. We are all part of this wildly intricate dance of souls wanting to experience life here on earth. We can only make true change if we learn to change ourselves, the way that we act, and the way that we respond to things. And if you are feeling that way, the way that you work through that is by having compassion and understanding and empathy for other people. Because ultimately, it's very difficult to change people just with your words. But by living in alignment with your truth and living your life with aligned actions, that can make change. So like I said earlier, this victim mentality has been a theme of humanity since the dawn of time. So everybody has it. Everybody is their own worst enemy. Humanity has this way of only being able to see things from a surface level. And because of this, people miss out on one of the deepest truths of life, which brings me to number 2, karma. You may have heard of it. What goes around comes around. We hear about this most often in a negative way, like, oh, you did something bad, karma's gonna get you. And while that's not totally wrong, it goes way deeper than that. It doesn't exclude anyone or anything. Whatever your intention is for a certain action, it will come back to you. So bringing this back to the lucky girl syndrome, in order to be fully lucky or to be able to manifest anything that you want, you absolutely need to get outside of this victim mindset. The reason that people are seeing their lives change so much just by claiming that they're lucky is because they're stepping outside of this victim mindset. They might normally be people who are like, nothing good ever happens to me, my life is so boring, everything sucks. So when they're saying, I'm so lucky, good things constantly are happening to me, that intention, that spoken word is karma itself. It is coming back to them. So if you're calling something to you, you want to manifest something, but if you're in this victim mindset, it's not in alignment with what you're trying to draw to you. If you're not in this fear-based, victim-based mindset, it will come to you. It might take time, but that is karma doing its thing. It's manifestation, law of attraction, working its magic. If you are in this victim mentality, your process of awakening is going to be incredibly slow. Your process of manifestation is going to be incredibly slow. In fact, you're constantly going to feel stuck in life. You're ultimately going to be the one suffering, and you absolutely don't need to be. It takes one mindset shift. So how can we move from victimhood into the conscious creator of our own lives? The ultimate lucky girl syndrome. Live life with a sense of romance. What comes to mind when you think about romance? When I think of romance, I think of slow and effortless and sensual, luxury, confidence. I think of beauty in the subtlety and of course love. And this is all in alignment with the divine feminine, which is something I can talk about completely in another video. So how can we bring these feelings of romance into our daily lives? Start by romanticizing the average mundane moments in your daily life. When you're pouring a glass of water, just feel how like sensual and slow it is. Think about the water running down and be mindful in that moment. When you're going for a walk, just feel the breeze on your skin and how effortless it touches your hair, and feel the embodiment of Earth's romance. The majority of our lives are boring, mundane, day-to-day tasks. You know, we're not always going out and having these wild adventures or doing these fun, incredible, luxurious things. So we can't always tap into that sense of romance or luxury and wonder all the time. So by bringing that sense of love, by activating your heart, and by doing your daily tasks with this sense of love and romance and sensuality, and by stepping into this divine feminine role, you will start to not only feel more grateful for the life you have, you will start to feel more in tune with the world. You'll start to feel more compassion towards other people. There's so many benefits to stepping into this romantic dance with life. I think that we are stuck in the mundane of our lives and we're not really doing anything. One of the easiest things that can make us feel something is by picking a fight with somebody or finding something to make us feel something deeper, whether that's anger or sadness. We might watch a lot of TV that makes us feel angry or sad, or we might go on TikTok and pick fights with people. It's because we're seeking a certain emotion that we're not receiving. So if we're seeking this sensual feeling from life itself all the time, in the most boring, in the most mundane moments, you will step out of that victim mentality and you will start to love your life. It'll just make you feel just so much more mindful and grateful by sinking into these smaller moments in your life and finding the beauty that's all around you. So how do we do this? First thing you're going to do is start by living from your heart. That is the biggest thing. And I know that might sound obscure, like, yeah, Courtney, live by your heart. That's so easy. Like, what does that even mean? When you breathe in, just feel all the energy in your heart radiating. When you go about your day, just feel your heart center activated. Just feel the love that's pouring in and out of you. It's about bringing your awareness into your heart. When you do it, you might smile, you might feel more grateful, you might feel more loved. Whenever I do that, I feel like I'm radiating, like I feel it right now. I just feel so blissful. I feel so happy and joyful and sensual. I feel amazing when I tap into my heart. When you go about your day with your awareness in your heart and somebody does something to piss you off, rather than getting angry or defensive or being in that victim mindset, you'll be able to have more compassion for them. You might be able to say, oh, they must be having a bad day. I totally understand. Maybe I can do something nice for them. If they're still rude to you after you do something nice for them, just envision yourself sending them love. It's that simple. It's not easy, but it's a small thing we can do that can easily make massive change. You can learn to live your life with a sense of ease. That's this whole point about living life with a sense of romance. It's ease, it's blissful, it's a small moment. You don't have to allow yourself to feel all these intense emotions all the time. You can learn to just sink into them. And the true way to do that is by activating your heart. Living with a sense of ease is a huge part of the divine feminine. And the divine feminine is in both men and women, but it is wildly imbalanced in most of us. So slowing down, looking at things from the bigger picture, seeing the beauty that lives within everything and everyone, and seeing the light that is within them, and not judging how big or small that light might be. Just understand that they have that light too. And by showing people more love and by living in alignment with your actions and your heart, you can inspire people's light to grow even more. So like I said, one of the main reasons we're here, other than to just live a human experience, is to learn how to embody our higher selves while we are in these human bodies. How do we do that? Well, every spiritual teacher that has ever lived on earth has always said that it's about living from your heart by living in a state of love and not judgment. Shifting from this I mentality into this we mentality, a mentality of unity. So if you're able to at least try to do some of these things, you are going to see a massive shift in your life. Your mindset will go from victimhood to a sense of freedom, to ultimately becoming this conscious creator of your own life, to being the ultimate lucky girl. With that freedom, not only are you healthier, wealthier, luckier, happier, but you have better relationships. Because you're raising your frequency, you're able to manifest all the things you could want in your life much easier and faster. That's when you have fully attained having the lucky girl syndrome. Ultimately, the shift from victimhood to a sense of freedom and becoming the conscious creator of your own life is about reclaiming your power and living a life of fulfillment and freedom. You are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances because you are the conscious creator of your own life. My whole channel is about helping you rediscover your magic and reclaim your power, living your higher purpose. And that's all that we talked about in this video today. Just remember that you are the creator of your own destiny. So let me know if you want to see a whole video on living life with a sense of romance or one on the divine feminine. I would love to do that for you. And I have a huge announcement. If you're wanting to release financial blockages and manifest more money and abundance into your life like you have never seen before, I have something for you. I created an incredible financial prosperity bundle for you guys that you can check out in the link in my description or in the pinned comment. In this bundle, you'll get a guided meditation that takes you through a shadow work journey where you will heal your inner child wounds around finances. And by the end of that guided meditation, you are going to become a money magnet. And it also includes a sleep affirmation audio that you can listen to while you sleep and reprogram your mind for prosperity and abundance. So if you guys want to become the ultimate lucky girl and manifest all the abundance that you possibly could want, I highly recommend checking this out. You won't regret it. So if you love this video, I recommend checking this one out. It's all about releasing financial blockages, and I'll either meet you over there or I'll see you in my next video. Bye!